Yes, Doc.
Okay, so let's start with our topic for today, which is equine behavior. Now, who among you wants to define what behavior is? Ano kaya ibig sabihin ng behavior? Anyone? Behavior. What is behavior? Um, yes, nauna si Diana. Diana?
For me, dog, it refers to how an animal acts, dog.
Okay, so you get +2 for the P3. So behavior are basically the actions, no, or reactions of, say for example, horses in response to external or internal stimuli, no. So pag sinabi nating external, ito yung outside of the animal, like for example, predators or any perceived threats. Pag sinabi naman nating internal stimuli, okay, this would be the feelings like pain, okay, even hunger would be an internal stimuli. So generally for horses, they are a quiet species and they prefer a calm, familiar setting. Okay? So they are prey animals. They are not considered as predators, and they have a well-developed fight or flight response. Okay? So pag sinabi nating fight, okay, so they can kick, they can bite, okay, the perceived response. But as much as possible, if they can run away from it, okay, they will flee. Okay, kaya fight or flight. So the horse is also a herd animal. Okay, they are highly social animals. Wherein in each herd there is a hierarchy. Okay, or merong mga mas dominant horses, merong mga mas submissive na horses. Now, when we say harem group, okay, this means a group of this particular species, for example, yung Przewalski's horse, yung domestic horse, mountain zebra, and Burchell's zebra, these equids, they live in a group wherein there is a dominant male and there are several females. Okay? And then in this group, no, so they breed all year round. Okay? So the fillies usually become part of the harem when they grow up. And then for the males, okay, so we said earlier that a harem is composed of a dominant male and several females. So the males would be coming from male groups known as bachelor bands. Okay? So these bachelor bands are composed of males wherein if some of them will become adults, so hihiwalay sila, they will form their own harem, okay, which is composed mostly of females. Okay? So for that particular formation of the harem, okay, so they will have to fight off, okay, dominant males. Okay, so some would do that to be able to join, okay, yung harem kasi because it's usually just one male, okay, in a harem. Okay, so the outsider male will have to fight off, okay, the male leader of that harem. Okay? So for other equids, okay, they are usually living alone. Okay? So these are the territorial equids. You have there the wild ass, the Grevy's zebra, and the onager. Okay? So they breed within a defined territory. Usually they mark this territory by dung scent, okay, or the scent of their feces. Okay? So any female that will go in that territory of the male will be bred by the male. Okay? If they enter the territory. Okay, given that the female is in heat. Okay, so that's for the territorial equids. So for the dominance hierarchies, okay, so age would be an important determinant of who is going to be dominant, at least for feral horses. But in domestic horses, okay, so there are other factors, okay, that would influence the dominance relationships. Like for example, it's not just the age, okay, but it may be related to the, well, of course, the sex, okay, wherein the male would be more dominant than the females in that group or harem. It's also about the body size, okay, and the physical condition of the horse. And in several harems, no, so the larger the group, okay, the more dominant that group is compared to groups with smaller members. Okay? So as mentioned earlier, so a band or a harem would be led by a single adult male. Okay? So these bands, okay, are like their families. Okay? So there is always a stallion, a mare, and their offspring. So if the offspring is male, no, so if it grows up, okay, it finds another group or harem, okay, or forms its own band, okay, or family. Okay? So now let's talk about the behaviors. So when we say agonistic behavior, okay, ano kaya yung ibig sabihin, or what does this mean based on the picture? These are behaviors related to what? Agonistic. What does it mean?
Aggressive dog.
Again?
Aggressive po dog.
Okay, sabi ni Car, aggressive. Okay, so these are your behaviors. Okay, so you get +2, Car, associated with conflict, no, or fighting. So this would include aggression, okay, as mentioned by Car, also anger, okay, and anything related to conflict. No, so you have two categories for this. Okay, for agonistic behaviors, you have of course the aggression. Okay, the one that is aggressive, and okay, for the other one, fearfulness. Okay, or takot siya. Okay, with the other horse. Okay, aggression and fearfulness. Okay, take note, are under agonistic behavior. Okay? So actually even the play, okay, wherein two or more horses run after each other in a friendly manner, okay, is also categorized under agonistic behavior. Okay? So the other one, okay, the one that is not showing aggression, okay, would feel threatened, okay, it will attempt to run away, okay, from the one that is aggressive, and the one that is showing the aggression will attempt to bite, okay, or even turn around, okay, and attempt to kick the other horse, okay. So all of these behaviors, okay, related to the aggression temperament is considered as agonistic behavior, okay. So for the next one, this is quite self-explanatory, no? So contactual behavior would be related to seeking affection, okay, protection, or other benefits from contact with other animals. So this is very common, especially for um, foals, no, that are seeking care and protection from the mere or from the dam. Okay, so another name for that specific behavior between the mare and the foal would be called the epimeletic behavior. So EPIMELETIC, epimeletic behavior. Okay? So normally, okay, the horses would try to groom each other, no? So that's an example of a contactual behavior. Okay? So again, um, this is for their normal daily maintenance and also well-being. So again, they are herd animals. They are at a high comfort level when they see or when they have contact with other horses. Okay? So as mentioned, this one is related to the agonistic behavior. Okay? But for this, okay, it's usually because of their it's not rooted in aggression, okay, but it's related to sort of like a play fight, okay? So no horse would be injured, okay, although it seems like they are fighting, okay? And then submissive behavior, okay? So when a horse is showing submission, okay? As you can see, which of the two horses kaya, okay, is showing a submissive behavior? Is it the
Sa,
horse on the left or the right?
sa left, Doc. Sa left, Doc.
Yung
Pampula.
nasa, sino nga tong nagsasalita? Hindi ko kita yung, si ano, si Cards pala. Cards,
Sa left, Doc. Sa left.
yung nasa
Left.
left. Okay? So you get +2 sa ating P3. Okay? So the one on the left, okay, has its head lowered, no? So lowered yung head, okay? And then yung kanyang neck, okay, would be extended, okay? So that is showing the submissive behavior, okay? So instead of showing aggression, okay, and the willingness to fight, instead, okay, it's ano to, it has this form wherein it's saying, no, or communicating to the other horse that I don't have the willingness, or even I don't intend to fight back. Okay, so for this one, this usually happens to horses in a group that has lower ranks compared to the one that is showing the dominance behavior. Okay? So, especially if the submissive horse has no room to escape, no? So, hindi siya makatakas, it has to confront the dominant horse, okay? But if it does not intend to fight, okay, it will lower its head. Okay? And this one, okay, so again, very self-explanatory, no? So, ingestive behavior, okay, would be grazing, no, for example, okay? So, it's determined by the number of times spent foraging or grazing, okay? So, this is part of their normal behavior, okay? So usually during the hottest part or time of the day, so during noon, okay, they have this ano to, decrease in ingestive behavior. Okay, hindi sila masyadong kumakain, possibly because of the heat, no? So they usually graze, okay, during the cooler times of the day. Instinctive behavior, okay? So as I've mentioned earlier, horses have a simple defense mechanism, okay? So this is based on their instinct, no? So they have the instinct to either fight. So kicking is an example, okay? And I'm not sure if you're familiar with bucking, okay? Nabanggit ba natin yung bucking? Hindi, rearing lang yung nabanggit natin. So as we mentioned before, rearing would be if the horse stands on its hind legs, okay, and lifts its forelegs or forelimbs upward. So bucking, bucking, on the other hand, would be the horse will lift its two hind limbs, no, and kick in the air. Okay, so that is that behavior, okay, was developed in from their ancestors in the wild, no, wherein lions and other predators would usually jump at horses at the back, no, so in an attempt to ward off or remove these predators clinging at their backs, okay, they would try to kick in the air, okay, by lifting the hind limbs. So those two things, okay, yung kicking and bucking are natural reactions. Okay, so they may show this when they are being trained, no, and they don't want to be trained. Okay, sometimes a handler can be knocked down in the process. Okay, or even sometimes aside from fighting, no, they will try to flee or run away and accidentally run straight into fences or other machineries or even other animals. So all of those things are instinctive behavior. Okay, so communication, horses communicate in several ways, no? So they are known for their multisensory alertness. So they can easily communicate via their lips, no? Yung kanilang mouth, okay, by tactile inspection of objects. Okay, so of course, visual and also auditory. So their ears would rotate. Okay, gaano kaya or gaano um, ka-wide yung range ng rotation of their ears? Is anyone familiar? Ano kayang range ng rotation ng ears ng horses?
180 degrees, Doc.
180 degrees.
Sabi ni Justin ay
180, Doc.
okay. So tama, no? So actually, no, each ear can independently rotate, so up to 180 degrees, no? So to locate and find the source of sound, okay? And then ayun, so it shows where which direction, okay, or which person they are interested in listening to, okay? So thank you, Justin, no, you got 2 points, no, for our P3. Okay? So reading horses, okay? So interpreting yung behavior and signs, okay? Although we've been mentioning some of the signs that we should look out for, okay? So in this one, okay, or both pictures would show that the horse is feeling, ano kaya? Ano kayang feeling ng horse dyan? Yes, nag-raise ng hand na una, si Kaheya.
I think the horse is scared, Doc, and frightened.
Scared and frightened. Okay. Kaya, ano yung itsura niya? Okay. Hello? Can you describe the appearance, Kay?
I think the horse is in pain.
Okay, so what is its appearance? Hello? Okay, so anyway, no, you got +2. May gustong idagdag si Che?
Their appearance is their ears is kanang pinned toward their neck, Doc, like straight ang ilahang ears, and they have a tense facial muscles, Doc.
Tense facial muscles. Okay, so ano kayang ibig sabihin niyan, Che?
They feel threatened, Doc.
Okay, they
have the tendency to to kick.
they feel threatened, Okay, thank you, Che. No, so you also got 2 points. So for this horse, no, so the ears, tama si Che, the ears are pinned back, okay, and this should alert the handler, okay, or the rider that the horse might be angry or irritated, okay. So meron na dyan, okay, so at some point, okay, after the horse show this, it will try to act in an aggressive manner. Okay? So, exception for this is that when the horses are running, okay? For example, in race horses, if they are running, okay, their ears are also backwards. Okay? Yun lang yung exception. Okay? But in other times, especially if there is a mare with a newborn foal, okay, if the mare shows this type of facial feature, okay, then you have to respect them. So slowly back away because they are probably irritated. Okay, so in this one, no, so it's about to do something, okay, that will cause injury to you, no, as the trainer or the handler or the veterinarian. Okay. Now for the signs of interest, okay? So as mentioned earlier, the horses would point their ears in the direction of where their attention lies, okay? So if ears are pointed to the rider, okay, then the rider is in total control, no? The horse doesn't want to miss a single sound or command coming from the rider. Okay? If, for example, you are talking in front of the horse and then the horse turns its ears at the back, then hindi kanya pinapakinggan. No? So, it's not giving you much thought, okay? Unless nakaturo sa'yo yung kanyang ears. Okay? So, other signs. So, horses are curious by nature. Okay? And, hindi lang siya obvious in this picture, okay? But they will also open their eyes wide, okay? Indicating that the horse is showing interest in what they see. Okay? So ito, so medyo kahawig lang niya din yung ano no, yung nauna, yung warning sign, okay? So signs of fear and fright, okay? So the ears are also slightly leaning back, okay? Or they may become more erect, okay? So in that case, and then if the nostrils are dilated, okay, and they have this eye expression, okay, and then tensed sila, then, okay, that is another sign that they are showing terror, okay? Natatakot sila or they feel frightened, okay? So the horses will increase its respiratory rate, okay, by dilating the nostrils, okay? So ibig sabihin, if the nostrils are dilated and they need this extra respiratory effort, it means their bodies would need additional oxygen, okay, to run or to fight back. Okay, so those are signs of fear and fright. Okay, so for the smell, okay, so they can smell a mare that is in heat up to half a mile away. So ganun kalakas no yung kanilang sense of smell. Okay, although it's more powerful than that of humans, okay, it is still lesser than that of dogs. Okay, but imagine no smelling a mare in heat that is half a mile away. Okay, for the stallions. So for the communication, as mentioned earlier, no, so to add lang, sometimes horses would communicate with other horses by blowing into their nostrils, okay, and that would be a sign of sort of like a greeting, no. So some would say na if you blow air, okay, kayo no as the handler, if you blow air dun sa nose ng horse, okay, it's like saying hi daw to the horse, okay? And if it blows back to you, then the horse is returning the greeting, okay? But remember, no, horses are prey animals. And okay, if you have the breath of a carnivore, for example, kakakain nyo lang ng lechon or what, then they will, by instinct, feel fear. So matatakot sila sa inyo. And some would say na hindi dapat yun ginagawa. Okay? Because of that reason. Okay? So, oracles, again, would have a 180-degree rotation. Okay? And if they use this also to run away from a threat, no? If, for example, a threatening sound is coming from the western direction, then they will try to run going to the east. Okay? So, it's very useful. Kaya ganyan na develop yung kanilang sense of hearing. For the vision, okay, the safest place to approach a horse would be via the sides, okay? And it's not recommended to go, okay, straight from the back, okay? Because this one is a blind area, okay? When we say binocular vision, okay, so both eyes, okay, can see this triangular part in front, okay? So two eyes, okay, the images coming from both eyes will try to form a single image. Okay, meron din naman tayong ganyan in humans. For the monocular vision, okay, so the vision here, okay, at the side, okay, allows the horse to see on both sides of the head. Okay, meaning the left eye and the right eye works independently and sees different views. Okay? So ito, monocular vision, this is a visual adaptation so that horses will have a panoramic view, okay, allowing them to sight yung mga potential predators. Okay? So this one, this angle here is around 215 degrees for each eye, and then the binocular field is 60 to 70 degrees. Take note, so very close to the front, okay, will be a blind area. Okay? So meaning if you get if you bring out an object, no? So for example, meron kang gagawin sa horse, injection for example, and then you show it, okay, or you bring it out at exactly this blind area, the horse will be startled. Okay? So that's why when we bring out something, like say for example, even a tape measure, okay, we make sure that it's not very close to the horse, okay, because if you immediately put it out, no, magugulat yung horse. Kasi for example, yung tape measure, it might think that that's a snake, okay, for example. So what we do is we bring it out at a distance, but still making sure that the horse sees it, so it can judge it muna, no? So makikita niya kung ano ba yon, ano ba talaga yung object, okay? It can assess that object before you use it, okay, in measuring the height of the horse, for example. Okay? And then, this one is a very common mistake of students, no? So, meron akong na-experience, nagka-class kami, and then yung student palakad-lakad sa likod, tapos nagsuscroll pa sa newsfeed, no? So, parang chill lang. The horse can kick you here, no? Okay? And again, this is a blind area, okay? If it will get startled, okay, with you being there, naglakad ka dyan, hindi ka nakita ng horse, and then you suddenly let out a sound, okay? You speak, for example, magugulat yung horse, okay? So when you are approaching the horse, okay, it's recommended to do it at an angle, no, dito. So from the back going to the front, okay? making sure that the angle you are approaching from can be seen by the horse. Okay? And you can make sure that the horse sees you by talking in a low, calm voice. Okay? So, pwede din na tinatawag niyo yung kanyang name and then, okay, gently approaching the horse. Horses are actually very intelligent animals. They can detect if you are fearful, if you are not trustworthy, no? So if you don't trust the horse, then the horse will also not trust you. Okay? So for the touch response, many would try to pat horses, okay, yung pinapalo-palo, okay, but it's not ideal, okay? Horses would like to be rubbed, okay, so rubbing instead of patting, okay? So they are very sensitive, okay, and the most sensitive areas to touching would be the ears, okay, the nose, the lips, and the mouth, okay, of the horse. Okay, even the flanks, and then the saan pa ba? Yung legs, okay? So we usually pat them or rub them, okay, at the back, okay, doon sa likod. Okay, so are there any questions regarding the behavior of horses? Okay, because we have another topic, okay, now, and it's about the stereotypies and the vices. Okay? So when you say vice, no, ito yung Tagalog would be bisyo. Okay? So it's not technically correct, no, because these habits are not bad habits, okay, per se, okay, but these are these, no, yung mga ipapakita ko later on, okay, they are not bad habits, okay, but simply they are reactions of horses, okay, that aren't getting what they need, okay. So there is something lacking in terms of the management, for example, okay. So hindi siya vice, we don't call it vice or stable vice or stall vice, we call them stereotypies, okay. So now let's go to the common stereotypies. This one we've already mentioned, no? So it's the most common behavioral problem of horses. Okay, they usually do this during the night time. And okay, ano kaya ang underlying reason? What's the main reason why horses do this? Yes, Tora.
Doc, it's because they don't have enough grass or green matter to eat.
Okay, thank you. You got +2. So they lack roughage in the diet. Okay, so one pony can eat, okay, or consume around 2 pounds of wood per day. No, so it does not only lead to destruction of your fences, but it can cause impaction or obstruction colic. Okay, so horses that are bored, okay, or stressed may also show this type of behavior, but it's usually because of a lack of forage. Okay. Next would be crib biting, okay, or wind sucking. So contrary to the wood chewing, okay, there may be no ingestion, okay, although they can go hand in hand. So after crib biting, the horse may chew the wood, okay, but if it's just sucking in air, okay, so the horse will bite a door, a fence, or any post in the stall or the stable, and then it will try to suck in air. Okay, so with that, okay, the horse is exhibiting cribbing or crib biting. Okay, so the main reason for this one, okay, may also be related to periods of food deprivation, okay, or they are not getting the right amounts of feed. Okay, so with same with the wood chewing. Okay, Because if they are not getting yung adequate amount of feed, okay, or the right feed, what happens? No, the stomach will produce gastric acids, okay, that can be harmful and may lead to gastric ulcer. So if they chew wood, okay, or do stable biting or crib biting, this increases the flow of saliva that can buffer the stomach acid. Okay, so that's a possible explanation for crib biting. Okay, so if they swallow in air because of this behavior, okay, it can also lead to colic. Okay, so crib biting. So we'll discuss next week, okay, what are the possible approaches to these behaviors. Box walking, okay, would be self-explanatory, no? So the horse would walk, trot around the perimeter of its box, stall, or enclosure. Okay, so especially if you are feeding horses, okay, many horses, and if the horse, say for example, at the end of the stable, no, is anticipating, okay, feed, hindi na siya makapag-antay sa kanyang food, okay? So with this physical exertion, okay, can lead to muscle problems like what we call rhabdomyolysis. Okay, this is simply muscle pain and nagka-cramps yung muscle. Okay, rhabdomyolysis. Rhabdomyo refers to the skeletal muscles, lysis, distraction. Okay, so you will encounter that later in your equine medicine. And then weaving, sayang lang hindi video yung nailagay natin, no? Okay, I will try to look for the video later on. Okay, but this one you can find it in YouTube. Okay, weaving is a locomotor problem wherein the horse will shift its weight from side to side. So para siyang nagsisway, no, from side to side. Okay, and that is because of a frustration. Okay, it's not seeing other horses. Okay, and for horses that usually escape, okay, it's a frustration, sign of frustration that they cannot escape anymore, okay, or because they lack exercise. Okay, so that's weaving. Pacing is simply walking back and forth. Okay? So para din siyang box walking, okay? But this one for the pacing, it's usually just in a straight line going back and forth, while for the box walking would be the perimeter of the enclosure. Okay? And then we're in would try to scratch, okay, the ground, okay, or the flooring of the stall. Okay, so this is also a sign of anticipation for the feed, no, especially if the horse cannot wait, okay, for the feed, okay, for the feeding time. Then it will try to do this pawing, okay, stereotypic pawing. So meron naman yung normal pawing, but if it becomes too excessive, then it's already a stereotypy. Okay? So the problem with this one is that it can lead to injury to the horse's knees or even the fetlock. Okay? So sometimes if there is a bucket, okay, they will try to target the bucket for pawing, especially if you are employing yung bucket feeding. Okay? This one is a more serious stereotypy. Okay? So the horse is already injuring itself, no? So the most commonly affected area would be the flank, okay, even the chest area or even the forelimbs. Okay, so this may start as simply sniffing, okay? Pero minsan nagiging ano na siya, leaking and then biting itself, okay? Causing these injuries. Okay? So that is also another sign of lack of social interaction, okay, or even boredom. And it has actually a similar ano to? Similar manifestation in pet birds, okay, wherein the birds will try to pick at their own feathers, okay, feather picking yung tawag, which can lead to skin problems or even injuries. Okay? So that's for the stereotypies. Okay? So yun lang natin for now. Okay? So we'll discuss next week, okay, how or what in managing these stereotypies. Okay? So are there any questions? So if none, okay, so for the attendance for today, so kindly type your answers sa chat box, okay? So which do you think, okay, which stereotypy, okay, do you think can be addressed by ano to? Good nutrition. Okay? So kindly type your answers in the chat box and then after typing your answer, then you may leave. Okay? So yun yung attendance natin for today. Which stereotypic behavior can be addressed by good nutrition? Okay? So thank you everyone. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye and thank you, Doc.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Doc. Thank you.
Bye-bye.